Welcome back to Rumble Right Dad, where we talk about faith, family, and freedom from the perspective of a dissident therapist. Today, we're going to talk about the societal traumas that we've been through. And when trauma happens to society, the pendulum swings, but sometimes it swings too far. Let's go. The first societal trauma that we're going to talk about is World War II. This was a time forged in strength and under fire. And when those men came back, they didn't take it easy. They built. They came back and created the most prosperous, family-oriented, stable society that the world has ever seen. But the trauma was real. And so when a society is traumatized, what do? They revert and they try to protect. And through that desire to avoid risk, to avoid war, and to avoid hardship, we built and birthed the first safety culture.
One of the main ways is that they were taught that the world is dangerous, that if they go outside and are unsupervised, they might be abducted. They were taught that there should always be an adult looking out for you. They were taught if you see something, say something. If there's a conflict, go tell the adult, don't settle it yourself.
Fast forward to September 11th, and one that I went through as a young adult. We were shocked, horrified, and unified briefly, but fear set in, and so did government control. We went through the Patriot Act, surveillance, and strip searches at the airport, all in the name of security. But did it work? We didn't stop to ask how much freedom are we willing to trade for security? And even in the church today, you still see this admonition to try to go safety first. The pendulum swung, and it swung so far that we went all the way to watching citizens, to trying to monitor their phone calls, to ending liberties and punishing dissidents.
Easier to seize the assets of groups and individuals involved in terrorism. It was crafted with skill and care, determination, and a spirit of bipartisanship for which the entire nation is grateful.
Then came COVID, the biggest landmine that our society has stepped on in the last 15 to 25 years has been the COVID-19 pandemic. Lockdowns, fear campaigns, isolation. We told children that hugging their grandparents could kill them. We allowed our elders to go into isolation and to pass away there because any type of incursion against that would have broken the safety culture moniker, the exact thing that happened when the pendulum swung too far in the direction of safetyism following COVID. The pendulum swung too far, and what resulted was kids not going to school, kids being told to wear masks, wearing masks in front of children who are attempting to learn language. We said the state knows best, and that it's time to protect. The trauma that we went through, the fear-mongering that happened because of the mainstream media, along with the government entities throughout the Western world, prevented us from having the ability to overcome this trauma together. Churches closed, schools closed. Everything went to hell. And it was the fault of us trying to protect ourselves after this traumatic experience. And do you know how clients will experience the same issue, the same bad thing happening to two twin brothers? The ways that the one comes out with a PTSD diagnosis and the one that comes out without is the difference is socialization. If they have the type of support that they need during the occurrence, they may not come out the other end with that diagnosis, but COVID isolated us intentionally, and we did not have that opportunity to connect together. And if a church closes by the government's hand another time, I will change churches and I will fight with all my heart against it.
Psychological damage. Isolation and fear triggered surges in depression, anxiety, and suicides, especially among teens. Psychiatric issues, self-harm, and substance abuse skyrocketed.
Some of the second-order consequences that came out of that were kids' mental health crushed, trust in institutions crushed, community and faith replaced with TikTok and telehealth. We are now treating anxiety, depression, and loneliness as the new baseline. But this isn't a real society anymore. It's one that's out of touch with what it means to be in community and most forthrightly to be in relationship with God. Can we revive from here? From a psychological perspective, this is predictable. Psychological experts talk about the overcorrection where protectionism becomes the new way forward for somebody who experiences a trauma. After abuse, we become avoidant. After chaos, we crave control. And after fear, we worship safety. This is where we're living in 2025. When we try to protect and we overprotect, we infantilize everyone. When we try to heal, we pathologize everything. We've told men that they're toxic if they lead. We've told mothers that it's oppressive to try to raise their children in the home. We are a society stuck in reaction mode. And the good news is there is a way out. There is a way forward. There is hope. The pendulum is swinging back, but it is slow and painful, and the gates of hell will not stand against her as long as we press forward without fear. People are waking up. They are pulling their kids out of public schools. Churches are regaining relevance. This is the society that is reinventing what masculinity looks like, and it's fathers, brothers, and bold creators that are making a whole hell of a lot of difference, and I'm proud to say that masculinity is once again being reclaimed by our society. Here's the catch. It won't swing back automatically. We need to push the ball forward, and we need to push with truth, with conviction, and with a lack of concern for what the naysayers will say about us being toxic, about what we're doing being in any way controlling. Yeah, I've allowed, and the elites have been allowed to run society for quite a long time now. The institutions have shown how fallible they are, and they do not deserve our trust moving forward. So if we are choosing to take the reins, who could stand against us logically, knowing what the elites have done over those past 3 traumatic experiences, being World War II, September 11th, and COVID? We've given them the reins. They've failed. Now is our time. I want to speak specifically to fathers here. You are the counterbalance. You are not here to be nice. You are here to be an anchor, and an anchor to truth, to faith, family, and freedom, and those paramount ideals that we can stabilize a culture and a country that needs it so desperately. And not just our country, but all of Western civilization needs the dad that they have been missing. They are missing God first, fathers, mothers, and then children, all stabilized in integrity in pursuit of the ideal. We can reclaim this ideal if we don't shrink away from our responsibilities. History has taught us we only recover from these societal traumas when strong men lead and take the reins of what they were created to be. So let's stop pretending we're fine and that everything is okay. It's not. We can refashion society based in the center of what was tried to be burned down, which was a faith-oriented culture. We can build a strong male culture that can reclaim what it was that we've been trying so hard, the elites have been trying so hard to tear down. We don't arrive there without Christ at the center. And as honorable men, we can protect, provide, and be willing to sacrifice when necessary in order to rebuild from here. Can we do this together? Yes. Will you join us? Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being a part of this and for all the wonderful support I've received. Over 1,600 subscribers. I'm not a beautiful woman. I don't shake my behind. And I really appreciate the time and attention that's been paid. Thanks for watching.